Picture a nation renowned for its exquisite cuisine, rich culture and technological prowess. Yet, beneath this picturesque exterior lies a dark secret, a work culture so relentless that it's slowly choking the life out of its citizens. We're talking about Japan. In a land where cherry blossoms bloom with elegance and tea ceremonies are a traditional art form, the relentless pursuit of professional success has taken a toll on the well-being of the people. This enigmatic blend of ancient traditions and modern work practices has transformed Japan into a paradoxical crucible of overwork, where employees are frequently pushed to the limit, risking their health and making personal sacrifices. In fact, the country holds the notorious title of having one of the most grueling work cultures on the planet. Now let's delve deeper into this paradoxical world and uncover the startling realities that lie beneath the surface of the land of the rising sun.
Overwork in Japan is a real problem and a deadly one at that. There is even a Japanese word for it, Karoshi, meaning death from overwork.
Everybody in Japan, whether you are the CEO or you're, delivering mail, is working, believes that work is part of what you're supposed to do.
First and foremost, Japan is a workaholic nation. In fact, Japan is commonly the first country coming to mind for examples of demanding work cultures. The Japanese work ethic is legendary, which includes long hours, constant overtime, and unwavering dedication to one's job. The work culture discourages leaving work before the boss, leading to issues like lack of maternity leave and unpaid overtime for teachers. And the problem isn't just created by employers who demand long working hours, it's a systemic issue. A culture in which productivity determines a person's worth. And the dark underside of this diligence is revealed in tragic stories. For instance, just recently, Takashima Shingo, a 26-year-old young doctor, took his life after working for more than 200 hours of overtime in a single month. He had pleaded for change in a nation long plagued by overwork culture. There was also a case of a nurse having a heart attack after working 5 consecutive 34-hour shifts. Now, you might think that this is a rare occurrence, but let me tell you, it's actually very common in Japan. The true extent of this culture's malevolence is exemplified by a term commonly used in Japan, Karoshi, which literally translates into death by overwork. And it's not just a word in the dictionary, but a chilling reality etched into the lives of many. The first case of Karoshi was recorded in 1969, and since then, the number of annual deaths has not reduced. Just take a look at this alarming graph that paints a stark picture. You can clearly see that in 2022, around 2,968 persons in Japan committed suicide due to problems related to the working situation in Japan. But what's causing Karoshi? Well, the main reason is that the working hours are not legally limited in Japan. This means that businesses are free to demand as much as they want from their employees. However, Karoshi is not used in all businesses. According to a Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare survey, nearly 70% of companies have employees who work more than 80 hours per month on average. And this rate has been increasing since 2009, when it was only around 50%. And it's also worth noting that the majority of Karoshi cases come from industries with labor shortages, such as healthcare, construction, and shipping. These are physically demanding and mentally taxing jobs where mistakes can be costly at best and deadly at worst, leading to even higher levels of work-related stress. Moreover, there is also a lack of labor laws and protection for workers' rights. This means that workers have no choice but to accept the working conditions imposed by their companies. Now, one might assume that Japan's relentless work culture is the secret sauce behind its global economic prowess, but the reality is far more complex. While Japan is undoubtedly a global economic giant, its overworking culture takes a heavy toll. According to the International Labour Organization, the Japanese labor force is often overworked to the point that it affects productivity negatively. The strict hierarchical structures in Japanese companies often foster a climate of conformity and pressure, making it difficult for employees to speak up or even take sick leave. This adherence to the salaryman way of life can be mentally and emotionally draining. In fact, the concept of work-life balance is almost alien in Japan. The line between personal life and work life is often blurred, leaving little time for leisure or family. It's no wonder that a study by the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development reveals that Japan ranks among the countries with the lowest levels of life satisfaction. And the adverse effects of Japan's overworking culture aren't limited to its economy. It seeps into each and every fabric of society, causing a range of social issues. The skyrocketing divorce rates, broken families, and strained relationships are just the tip of the iceberg. Children growing up with absent parents have become a common scenario, and Japan is now also facing one of the lowest birth rates in the world. And these social consequences are taking a significant toll on the country's future. Also, it is important to mention here that the Karoshi phenomenon is not isolated to Japan alone. It's now evolved into a worldwide problem, with other nations grappling with similar challenges as the pursuit of unrelenting productivity affects people's lives across the globe. But here is a glimmer of hope, as Japan is starting to awaken to the unsustainable nature of this relentless work culture. Recognizing the dire situation, the Japanese government has initiated labor reforms in an attempt to curb the overworking culture, including the Work Style Reform Bill, which imposes limits on overtime hours and penalties for companies that violate these regulations. Additionally, the government is encouraging a shift towards a healthier work-life balance and promoting greater awareness of mental health and well-being in the workplace. These efforts may signify a significant step forward in acknowledging the severity of the issue and striving to protect the well-being of their workforce. But it takes little effort to see that these measures do not go far enough. The anti-Karoshi campaigners say that the law needs to be changed to dramatically lower the ceiling on legal overtime and to introduce minimum intervals between shifts to match the European Union. Moreover, there are currently no penalties for company violations and only about 3,300 labor inspectors to keep track of Japan's 6 million businesses. And there is a very good reason why the Japanese government is struggling to fix the overwork epidemic. Because overwork is deeply ingrained in the nation's work culture. Unfortunately, culture cannot be changed by policy alone. It requires wide-reaching social change. So, Japanese work culture can only change with the right determination and leadership. Thank you for joining us in this revealing exploration of Japan's overworking culture. If you found this video enlightening, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more engaging content, and we'll see you in the next video.